Hi guys, how are y'all doing? I need to unload my dishwasher and we're gonna start with that together because the best way for me to tell stories is to do it while I'm doing other things. Without making a huge deal about this, I have some really big news to share with you guys. And you might notice there are some boxes behind me, if that's not a big clue as to what it is. Austin and I and Danny are moving, and we have been thinking about / working on this for so long, and I'm so excited that I finally get to share the news with you guys. Also, big thank you to Wayfair for sponsoring a portion of today's video. So February of this year is when we officially sent an email to our realtor saying we were thinking about looking and if they could just keep their eyes out for things that felt like a right fit for the kind of thing we were looking for. And at the same time, I also started looking as well because there are, home listing websites, realtor.ca or MLS in Canada, and you can basically find all the properties available for sale on there on your own. So we got to looking and we started to go out and see places. Austin will be home shortly, and I'm gonna get his kind of input on helping me remember some of the stories and places we saw, because I think it will be more interesting that way. But it's also important that you kind of know what we were looking for and what the idea was for our dream space before we really get into looking at places together. This, I have most of the drawers empty, but I was saving the tool drawers because I thought we might need some of this, but now I don't think we need any of it. It's good to leave out a screwdriver and stuff, right? Like a hammer.
I have screwdrivers.
Let's talk about why we wanted to move in the first place, and I guess what we were looking for that this current place doesn't offer. What were your first needs of like why you wanted to move?
I don't like traffic.
That is true. I don't like
traffic everywhere.
Yeah, if you know Toronto, the highways are atrocious. You have to take quite a bit of highway to get to your work. My drive currently isn't so terrible to the office, but when looking for the new place, I do want to keep my commute under an hour if possible. It's hard because as soon as you get out of the city, like the next batch of towns, or I think the areas we were hoping to move to are all far, like an hour's drive. I don't like how, I guess, dense the neighborhood is. And like that's anywhere in the city, right? But I would love to have more space and not have my neighbors be literally right beside me if possible.
Well, they're nice people.
They're lovely people, sure. But if I'm like thinking about my dream house and like if I could be anywhere, that would be something I'd want to put on the list.
And another reason you want to move, because you've completed every room in this house.
That is an added benefit, but that's not the reason I want to move. I don't think that's a sustainable lifestyle to switch homes every like few years once you've designed the heck out of a place. Like I think the goal is to get to a house that you design, you love, you stay there forever. That's what I would like to do.
Until we move into the old age home.
And then we get to decorate our like granny suites.
You can decorate my wheelchair.
Yes. We're grateful to have parking here, but every day, because Austin leaves before me, but then I come home later, we have to switch cars every single day because it's a 1-lane parking spot. I would love to have a place where we can both fit cars and not have to flip them every day.
Or you could park on the street and get a parking ticket.
That's your other option here.
$15 though, so it's not so bad.
And I think I've only ever been ticketed like twice in the 5.
Twice?
Okay, so then if you could have a dream house and like you could have anything, what
a big garage.
A big garage is a plus for you. Also, the kind of work that you do, you could do some work from a garage. So like aside from just like a personal pleasure of having a big garage, it could be useful for your job. That would also maybe solve the parking thing if there was like a garage that we could pull a car into.
And we got to get another vehicle.
Why?
For fun.
Oh. I do have a dream one day in my life, who knows when, I would love to do like an old van conversion for camping and traveling. That would be really fun. And then if we are looking for new homes, which we are and have been, I would love the opportunity to find a house that just like has good bones to be turned into kind of like a more retro, mid-century, modern style home.
80s.
Austin loves the 80s, I love the 70s and earlier. And so, given the fact that we've already decided we want to move and we're looking for things, we might as well add it to the list that I want a home that has potential to be turned into that. So I'll put that on the list. I'm gonna break that.
Oh. Take a nap.
Are you gonna help me clean? Or you pass me things if you're gonna lean like that.
Yo, look at this.
What is it?
You can't clean that, bro?
Outed.
There's a knife, like, still in the package.
No, it's been used. The package is the sheet.
What?
Okay, so you know our list of all the things that we're looking for in a new place. And most of those things you can only get if you don't live right in a major city. And our first thought, truthfully, was that maybe buying just land first would be a way more affordable way to do things and offer us like 100% customizability. Is that a word?
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, it can be fully customized to all the things we're looking for because it's a piece of land. And we can put in however many parking spots we want. We can make the house as vintage style as we want because we build it from the ground up.
It wouldn't be vintage then, would it?
Well, it would be new in the style of, or that brings me to my next point. We were considering a fixer-upper on a good piece of land because land is the one thing that you cannot add more of. You can't change that. You either have land or you don't. But anything else about a house is fixable. So I think our first thought was, let's go find land with a house that needs a lot of work. That way it's maybe more affordable and we can like fully customize it to however the heck we want. Plus also the added benefit of just that's a lot of really great content and exciting videos to make.
Why do you have these?
I don't know.
Put your finger out. It's gonna hurt. There's no wires connected to it.
So that's kind of where I started the journey of looking, was land or fixer-upper. We weren't really thinking homes at first.
You're gonna need this wooden hammer if you want to make a house. Oi!
So this now brings us to March, beginning of March. I found this listing on Realtor that was very confusing.
Look at the bridge. Is it made of wood?
It's an old-timey bridge.
Four half-finished buildings.
Yes. It's like someone had started to build a house.
And then just like gave up.
Yeah, and didn't finish. So the size of land was good. This was like 2.5 acres, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors were far. There was like a big fence around it for the dog. Look, it's like all new spray foam. All new outlets. Hey, Danny. Danny, what do you think? Danny, come here. Danny already found a ball. Danny, what's this? Danny, that's not ours. That's not ours. Danny, leave it. I think we expected to go see it and then immediately be like, this is too strange, we're out. But when we went to go see it, I think we were even more intrigued by what was going on here because it seemed to fit all the boxes. Whereas good land, it was almost like that fixer-upper we wanted, except for all of it was new. Like all the hard work had been done.
Probably like haunted, that's why.
Maybe.
That's why they didn't complete.
We were wondering why it didn't get finished.
Weird to ask the neighbors, like, yo, what was going on with these kids that you saw here?
Yeah, something looks funny about the place. Tell us the tea.
They're growing weeds.
This property was really expensive, but all that aside, it seemed like we could at least get one of the buildings done quickly and at least live there, which was exciting. We went back again. We brought some family, brought a realtor, looked at it, and it actually was checking out the more we talked to people, like all their permits were in place.
I think this was gonna be another bedroom. This seems too big to be your supply closet, no?
I think it is, so you put the furnace and all that in there.
It's huge.
Seems like there was supposed to be a wall here. And you could still do it. They've set it up so that you could just put a stone wall here.
And I like the open concept. If we
We
could.
have like a big living dining there and just the one bedroom.
I think the story was that there was a woman who was working on it and just honestly ran out of money, which happens, and that's why she was selling. So there was nothing, unless they were being secret about the ghost story, nothing we really knew that was wrong.
It's probably haunted.
Probably haunted. But anyways, we put in an offer and we were really excited. So it's Thursday, March 17th. Just got off the phone with the realtor and we officially submitted an offer for the property, which is very exciting. We have heard there are other people interested though, and they might be submitting offers as well, which of course makes us nervous. But we did it. Offer's been sent. It's out of our hands for now. And we should hopefully hear an answer tomorrow. So, fingers crossed. Good morning. It's the day that we hopefully find out about our offer. I feel like I can't do anything today. I can't be productive. I'm just like a ball of nerves waiting for a phone call. So we just found out that they went with another offer, which I don't know, it sucks. You can't get attached in this market, but it's frustrating, for sure. So I guess this just means there's something better out there. Yeah. I think we're pretty upset about it though.
But actually, I'm happy we didn't get that. It's too much work. Not doing that. You're gonna build this 4 houses with a little wooden hammer? What are you gonna do with that?
Build my 4 houses.
Oh my goodness.
I went off to LA for a bit to do some collabs, which you guys have seen all those videos. We were out for lunch with Megan Batoon, and you were back home still on the hunt without me, and you called me while I was down there and told me about another property that you found. They wouldn't let you film inside? What? Oh, really? Okay. Is there running water and septic and all that?
50 acres, bro. I could take the dirt bike, drive around, Danny could run around.
I would say there's no such thing as too much of a good thing, but this is honestly too much land. 50 acres.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too much. I could have had a smash up derby, monster truck rally.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. Bye. But they found another one that they like better, so.
Who's they?
Sorry, Austin
and
and the realtor, yeah. They.
Your other partners.
But they went there to see it today because it's a big piece of land, but there's like a little bunkie on it, like a little cabin.
Okay.
And the selling realtor like didn't show up. Just like forgot they had an appointment.
I'm
and like
honestly not surprised.
so they couldn't get inside to see it.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So
So you just saw the outside?
yeah, they saw the outside.
Did they like it?
They like it, yeah. There was on this property already a little cabin / tiny home. Didn't have running water, but it had like a glamorous outhouse and had a little tiny fireplace in it. So cute. It's so tiny. Hand for scale.
Put like chopsticks on it to feed the fire.
And this was funny too because this was again something I considered on our list was, do we buy land and put up a tiny home first? Building a tiny home would be so fun. Trying to live in a tiny home for maybe a year would be so fun while we save up to do the real house.
You think you can handle me in the tiny home?
Well, I never got the chance to find out.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Maybe it is a good thing because we found out after investigating a little more that land was entirely on swamp.
Swampland. It's like, have you guys ever seen Shrek? It was like that.
Get out of my swamp. I can't, it's not Shrek accent.
Oh my goodness. Wow, good thing we didn't get the swamp because we can't do the ogre.
It was entirely swampy. You couldn't really build anything much outside of that little clearing where the tiny home already was.
And all this forest back here. all walking trails all in there. And that's the tiny house. Surrounded by so much forest.
So yes, you had a lot of land, couldn't really do anything with it, and there were so many mosquitoes and bugs because of the swampy nature. The driveway was already a bit flooded, and I think it would only get worse. So we decided to not even put an offer in on that one, even though the sellers, I think, were eager for us to put an offer in because nobody was buying it.
Yeah, they didn't have a very good realtor, because if they did, we would have bought it.
They didn't sell us on it. I thought I might sort this as we were going, but I don't think I am.
No.
We don't have time for that.
Want time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. So, are we sponsored by Pepsi?
Just because you put them in a video doesn't mean they
blur this out.
sponsor you.
Blur this out.
The boys are gonna love you for that. Just giving them more things to edit. Austin loves you guys.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
If you guys have been enjoying so far, just hanging out, hearing about the house hunting journey, chilling with Austin and I, then you might actually enjoy this other show on YouTube called The Slow Build. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Wayfair as a site where you can find home products that are perfect for you, but you might not know they actually have a YouTube channel. One of the shows in specific over on the Wayfair channel that I think you guys will really enjoy is called The Slow Build. This is an ASMR type, chill, hangout style video where you can watch someone assemble Wayfair furniture and basically put together a whole room. There's not any talking. It's really easy to just sit back and relax while you watch someone do the work that you don't have to do. The first style room featured in the Slow Build episode is a Japandi style room, which is something that I haven't gotten too far into, and it's something I would love to explore one day, so it was really cool to see a whole episode featured around that. Another part of this episode that I really love is just watching someone be able to build and just enjoy their craft. They're not overly explaining at all what they're doing. There's no overwhelming loud building noises. It's very relaxing, very inspiring. Very just gets me in the mood to move to the next house and design it. So make sure you go check out the full episode of The Slow Build and subscribe to the Wayfair channel so you don't miss out on all of their great content. I've included a link in the description so it's really easy for you guys to find. You won't regret it. Okay, so after that one we decided not to do. I think we were thinking our ask was too specific. We want land, and we want there to be some sort of fixer-upper thing that's not that expensive that we can work on, but it's not too much work. So we're like, okay, let's just look for straight-up land at this point, and then we don't have to deal with fixing something that's been half-started. So we then went to go see a piece of just plain land.
Oh, that piece of land. I remember that piece of land.
And that was just empty land, but it was super forested, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if we were be allowed to like take down trees to build.
Just clear cut every tree. No, we're not like that. We like trees.
Well, we do too, and the city, I mean, it's kind of a good thing, but the city up there has a lot of restrictions on what you can do in land that's a bit more naturey because they want to protect the nature, which I totally get, so it is difficult to do stuff like that. But the one benefit of this property was it was near where a subdivision was going in, so there would be
access to
water,
utilities,
electrical, and all that stuff.
and the pooper pipe.
Okay, I'm gonna make a lot of noise.
Oh, that was so loud.
Okay. Get the noisy stuff out of the way. Danny, what do you think of this story?
Are you interested at all, Danny? Do you care, Danny?
Danny is unimpressed.
All right, I'll put you back down.
Okay, so this was beginning of April that we were looking at just plain land. We saw that. Started to do a little bit of research on what it would take to convert plain land into a place that you can have a house, a livable, working home with all the things you need. And while a really exciting journey that would have been, it was a lot of work. And I just don't think we are at a place right now to take that on. There's so many other things that we want to do, and committing at least 2 years of our lives to building a home is just not something we're ready to do yet. One day I think I would love to build something from scratch, but that's just not today, not this year. So we decided to scrap that just as an idea. So we're now in May. So at this point, I think we were now just straight up going back to looking at homes, just plain homes. Mm-hmm. And where everything was done, maybe there was a little bit of cosmetic work that we could do. to make it really our dream home, but most of the work was done and they were ready to move into. Okay, today we're gonna look at 2 houses, right?
Yes.
I didn't think we'd be looking at like houses. It's a jump from when we were looking at properties before, but I think both of these houses kind of check other boxes, I suppose, which is why it's an exciting option for us. Both of these have, I don't know, they seem cool. Can you get a box and I can pass you things to go in the box, please? Do you know what that's called?
ASMR.
You can't yell ASMR, that defeats the purpose. ASMR. Darth Vader does ASMR. They were both actually very close in location to each other, which was a good location for me. I guess you want glass.
Plastic.
They were under an hour to my office. So first one we went to see, this one had actually, I think, the smallest amount of property compared to all the other ones that we had seen so far, but still was a good size. The layout of this house is super funky. It's on multiple levels and there's a lot of smaller bedrooms on like a lower floor, but I think, okay.
I got paper.
Good job.
We're reusing this paper. It's not like I didn't buy this.
I'm teaching him, he's an eco king. The real selling feature of this house is definitely the main living space. It has this huge open concept, living room, kitchen, dining room. Yeah, this is so nice. All on one level with these gorgeous big glass windows at the end. The ceiling is all wood paneling, wood, just wood, which is very mid-century, something I'm so excited about.
The house is 70s, so it's Becky's favorite.
There still was some spaces that need a little bit of fixing up, which is good because that's what I like to do. I didn't want to buy a house that was fully brand new because then redoing stuff feels wasteful, or I just have no work to do and that would make me sad. So what else did you like about this house?
Location. It had a garage.
A detached garage.
A detached garage, so I can make all the noise.
And it's kind of in farmland, so our neighbors are not really right beside each other.
Our neighbors are corn.
Our neighbors are cool. So then after that one, we went to go see the second one, which this one was misleading. So this one on the listing had a lot of property. Again, I don't know how many acres this one was. But something to be mindful of when you're looking at these listings is usually they take pictures of the overhead, like an aerial shot with a drone.
And you can't see the hill.
And you can't see the hill. This one looked like it had a house and then a big piece of land behind it. But when we got there, the whole thing is like a big ravine.
Yeah, like a big hill.
With like
it's very tricky.
Not even like a nice river, just like a little creek running through it.
A little stink creek.
A little creek. It probably would have mosquitoes in it. And it's not usable space. Like it was a very steep hill. You're not really going to like go for a little hike down there. It's just unusable space. So that was like disappointing because although it was more land, it's not really land we can do anything with, which is kind of the point. But the inside of this house had a feature that I've always been looking for.
A sunken living room. What do you call that? A conversation pit.
Yeah, well this one was more of a full-on sunken living room, but that's something I would love to have in a house. So there were many other times we went to go see other properties, other homes. I didn't film them all. Most of them just weren't what we were looking for at all.
We didn't waste our time or your time.
Yes. So after that day, we saw the two. One of them was really a standout house for us. It seemed to check all of the boxes we were looking for. And we decided to put in an offer.
Is this the one that I'm thinking of?
This is the one that you're thinking of. You know what we did.
Yeah!
Yeah, high five. Anyways, the offer got sent and we were kind of just sitting around again, nervously waiting to hear back from the realtor with any news at all.
Okay, so that's 50 grand more.
Now I said, is there any more room there? She said, this is where they'd really like to be, like they feel that this is where they need to be. They really liked meeting them. They felt they're the right people for the house. I don't know what they'll do if we sign it back.
Okay, we like this house a lot, so I think that price is fair then. Perfect, sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So do we buy a house?
I think so.
That's pretty cool, I guess.